Hey guys, it's Books and Coffee with Melli. I hope everybody's having a good week. Um, Sorry, give me 1 second, okay, sorry about that. There was a pop-up on my thing. Anyway, so it is Friday, October 30th, day before Halloween. And you guys, I had my October reads, that I announced in the beginning of the month, and I believe I got through most of them, or at least 1, 2, 3. Yes, I did finish some of them. I actually don't remember which ones I posted. I guess I should go back and look at that video, but I know I wanted to finish The Darkest Minds, which I did, and I posted a review on it. And I also said I wanted to finish, why can this book not come? Oh my god, I can't think of the name of the book. It was a library book that I had posted besides The Darkest Minds, and I actually didn't read it. I didn't finish it because my books were due, and I kind of wanted to jump into something else, so I did that. So I read The Darkest Minds, and I really liked it. If you guys, I did my review. Anyway, so I did finish most of my TBR for the month of October, and I'm actually going to, and I got book mail, which I said I was whatever, and the book mail was what Jennifer saw, and I said I was going to read it, and I did read it, and I finished it in 2 days. And if you can see, I have little sticky notes because there were a couple things that kind of didn't make sense to me, and I kind of wanted to go back and maybe reference it to see if maybe it made sense in the end. Anyway, so I'm going to do a quick review on it. The book is about Jim Harris, a wealthy businessman and philanthropist. His wife, Mary Beth, along with 4 beautiful children, are beloved in the town of Monroeville, Missouri. Jim Harris is murdered, and basically the story, it's I guess the whodunit. That's how I'm going to call it. Who killed him? The thing is that the daughter Jennifer saw who did it, but she can't remember. Well, she didn't actually see the act itself, but she saw the person running away out of the house. And then she finds her father, and she goes into this deep, I guess, traumatic shock. And basically the book is, you meet a lot of characters. You meet the psychiatrist that is trying to draw out the memory. You meet the lieutenant, who's a little bit crazy, and you meet the mayor, like all the people within the town that knew him well, and kind of the situations that they're going through during the time of this. The mayor's running for Senate. The son is trying to get his mother to, the one son is, the oldest son, I should say, the oldest son is trying to get his mother to kind of see what's really happening to Jennifer, but she's kind of in denial. Like a whole bunch of things happen. I gave this book 4 stars on Goodreads, and the reason why I only gave it 4 stars, it is because there were a few things that just kind of didn't make sense to me. Not that, and I actually noticed that a couple other people for reviews kind of said the same thing. There was a chapter in chapter 5 where it's a conversation between 2 older women, 2 seniors, like seniors, that live in a town about the murder, but it doesn't really lead to anything. And I'm thinking that maybe, and then later on in the book it's the same thing, like they're discussing what has happened so far as to the investigation. But it doesn't, they're not connected in any way to the story. So I'm thinking that the author just wanted to throw in like what I guess people think about the situation, but it didn't lead anywhere. It was just kind of like I'm telling you a story, and then all of a sudden I switch track for a second, and then I go back to the story. But somehow what I switch track onto doesn't really fit in with the story, but it's just there. And I didn't like that about it. Not because it threw me off a little bit. Then you have a journalist who is trying to like advance her career in the newspaper. There's a lot of sexist against women, like attitudes in the book. I'm thinking it was meant to be that way because it's a small town, kind of old-fashioned in a sense. Women have their place in the home. They should not be working, that type of thing. She's trying to, like, this journalist in the small town newspaper is trying to kind of break that mold. And then the psychiatrist she's seeing goes to find a Dr. Timothy Adler, who is like supposedly the best in his field for child psychology or psychiatry. Anyway, without going too much into the book, it actually, who I thought did it, I was wrong. I actually thought something totally different because that's kind of what the story was pointing to. But then, since I kind of read some reviews, which they weren't spoiler reviews, I kind of knew what was going to happen with Jennifer, but then I didn't, because she's not really, like, throughout the book, there's sessions with her, but it's not really detailing what's going on. Like, it's not really a detailed description of what she's going through, or what she's, discovering with herself. So I'm going to say more than halfway through the book that it kind of focuses on her because all these things happen. Anyway, it was a really good book. I enjoyed it. Like I said, the writing was really, really good, and it was definitely worth the read. I noticed, like I said, a lot of conflicting reviews from different people on Goodreads, but I wanted to make my own opinion of it, so I kind of try not to let that affect me. I bought the book. Well, I didn't buy the book. I'm sorry. I'm saying I bought the book. I requested the book from the author, which he sent to me, so it was a gifted book for a review, an honest review. And my honest opinion of the book is it was good. It was a suspenseful, whodunit type mystery. What I can say is that I wish that Jennifer's story was a little bit more interwoven into the whole book instead of kind of like a piece here, and then everything at the end. Like, you discover what happened or what's going on, and then all of a sudden it's like it switches track and she discovers what actually happened, and it kind of like, it doesn't detail how she deals with it. It just kind of jumps to the conclusion of what she's going to do about it. And that's when they discover who actually killed Jim Harris. Anyway, it was, like I said, it was a good book. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I requested it. I'm glad I read it. Thank you to the author, Hal Schweg, for sending it to me. If you're interested in it, it's what Jennifer saw. I really like the cover. It's kind of cool. It's like, okay, what did she see? Like, oh my God, what? That's kind of was my thing. And I got the book, like I said, from bookreviewbuzz.com, and it lists books that you can request from the author or the publishers for reviews. So yeah, that's that. It was a good read. The writing was really good. Like, it was just, I wish that Jennifer's story was a little bit more detailed, a little bit more, they tell you what happens, but then they don't go into detail like how, what led up to it. Anyway, so I think that was the only issue. The next book I read was Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Now, I have owned multiple copies of this book throughout the years. I own the children's edition, and I never read it. I've owned another Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and I think Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde version, and I don't know what happened to that one. But I saw this, like I said, in the Book Trader bookstore, and I wanted to grab it because I really did want to read it. Sorry about that. Again, it jumped up at me. And my thoughts on this book is, it's not what you think. Like, you've seen the movies, because I've seen the movies. I've seen, you know. And the book is not actually about the monster. It's about Dr. Frankenstein, whom, surprise, surprise, if you've read the book, is not really a doctor. He studies medicine, or he studies chemistry and biology and all that, and that's kind of how he creates his monster. But the story is really about his descent, trying to get away from what he's done, realizing what he's done, and how it's kind of slowly driving him a little bit crazy. And it's also the monster story of how he just wants to be accepted. He wasn't asked to be created. He wants acceptance. He wants a companion. He wants love. He wants human contact. And at first, Frankenstein promises to make him a female version of himself, which is where they probably got the Bride of Frankenstein, in exchange for him disappearing forever, and just, you know, whatever. So he starts to create this monster companion, and he stops, and he decides he's not going to do it. Because he doesn't know what he will be unleashing onto the world. So he, in a sense, then he's being kind of stalked by his monster, and things happen, and he, in the end, is trying to chase him, to kill him, and this all takes place, he's telling this story on a boat that's in the, I guess, Arctic. I believe it happens, it's in the Arctic. It's somewhere very cold where they may or may not survive. Anyway, I want to say it's like the Antarctica type, or the North Pole, somewhere around there, because they're talking about ice and glaciers and everything. But in the end, he tells a story to the captain of the boat, and that's kind of how it's told. And then the captain writes the story and passes it along to his sister, and that's kind of how the story is told. Okay, so that's that. So those two books I just finished this week. Now, I got book mail, and I actually wanted to show you guys. Sorry about that. Now, I did a review on You by Carolyn Kepnes, and I really enjoyed the book. And the next book doesn't come out until February 2016. On netgalley.com, they do have an e-version of it, but for some reason I cannot get it to download. It would not download to my Kindle, and it would not download to my iPad. I don't know why. So, they were nice enough to send me a galley copy. And it's Hidden Bodies by Simon & Schuster, I believe. I believe it's Simon & Schuster. Well, this is a galley copy, so it doesn't have anything on the back. It's got the, you know, unfinished cover. But anyway, so I was really excited when this came in. I'm not going to read this until it's closer to its published date, because I don't want to do a review and ruin it for anybody. But basically, this is a continuation of the story of Joe. This is a continuation of the story of Joe, and Joe leaves New York for Los Angeles to start over, to forget about the woman he loved and the woman he had no choice to kill. He resigns himself to a life without acceptance, to being alone. But then in a darkened room in Soho House, he finds love, literally. Love Quinn is like no one Joe has ever met. For the first time in his life, he's found beauty, honesty, and appreciation. But love doesn't know about its past, and it has to stay that way. The problem is, hidden bodies don't always disintegrate. They reemerge like our darkest thoughts, multiplying and threatening to destroy what Joe wants most, a life with love. He doesn't want to hurt her. He wants to be with her forever. But if she ever finds out what Joe's done, he may not have a choice. So it's a follow-up. It's a second book. And it's a suspenseful tale of just how far one man will go for his quest for true love. Now, like I said, I'm not going to read this until it's closer to the publication date. It comes out, it's Emily Bester Books, Atria Books. It's on sale February 23rd, 2016. It's the follow-up to You, and I'm really excited because I as crazy as it sounds, and a lot of people were like, you know, it was a very disturbing book. I felt bad for Joe, but if you watched my video or read my review, you know this. Anyway, so that's a TBR for the future. Now, I guess the last thing I want to do is I have 3 books I want to read for the month of November. So I guess this is my November read. I could do a separate video, but maybe I should. Okay, I'll do a separate video for my reads for November. Anyway, so this is my wrap up for October, and also some book mail I got. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was a little scattered, but anyway, if you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. It's okay. I don't mind if you didn't like it. You're entitled to your opinion. I do not judge. Anyway, I hope you guys have a rest of your good. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Halloween week. Okay, try this again. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend for Halloween. Yeah, okay. So talk to you guys later. Bye.